You know what I'm saying? You know how Jay-Z said he got 99 problems? He got 14 problems, Skip. Dak one of them. I tried to tell you, Skip Bayless, every time we talk about the Cowboys and somebody come out here, you mention Shannon gave Dak an F. Shannon gave Dak an F. Yeah, I gave him an F.
Now,
Sure did.
now you feel empowered, emboldened.
No, that's not me, Skip. I'm not one to gloat. Why would I do that?
You were the ultimate.
Why would I do that?
You know, because it's all you got.
First of all, okay, last year he was 77, Skip. But he's down. Completion percentage, down 5%. Yards per attempt, down 1.2 yards. And he tripled his INT rate. And he threw one for your touchdown. So what he did by having the type of year that he had last year is he reinforced what I knew to be true all along, that Zeke Elliott is the engine of this car.
Really?
Now, if you think about it, Skip Bayless, I want you to let this sink in for just a second. You know who else isn't on that list, Jen? But that ain't none of my business. Old number 50. Somebody told me he the best middle linebacker in the league. He ain't even on this list, but that's neither here nor there.
He missed 6 games last year.
Whoa,
Would you tell me about Aaron Rodgers? How does it go? That's the syndrome, right? If you get hurt, you drop.
My guy Aaron Rodgers missed like 12 games, and he number 1. So they said this blew that.
No, he fell all the way to 10.
No, not on this list. No.
Okay.
We talking about this list, Skip Bayless. Stick right here. Stay with me. Stay with
the
me.
logic only applies to the ESPN list.
Okay. All I'm saying, so let me get this straight. Zeke is on the list. 3 offensive linemen's on the list. The quarterback's not on the list. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the only thing that was missing from that last year for 6 games was Zeke. They still had those offensive linemen, and they still had Dak. That was Dak's opportunity. And I told you, I said, we're going to find out a lot more about Dak Prescott this year than we ever learned about him last year because everything was perfect. And I told you, what did they say about Job, Skip? They say, the devil told him, say, God, if you remove that hedge from around him, he will curse his very maker. See, they removed the hedge, which is Zeke Elliott. They removed that from Dak Prescott. And what did he do, Skip?
I'm not sure you told that story right, but I'll let you have it. Go ahead.
What did he do? What did he do, Skip? Dak, what did he do?
Tell me when it's my turn.
It's not your turn. I'm asking you.
Is this a rhetorical question?
Yes. I want you to tell me.
Jenny, is it my turn?
No, it's not your turn yet. I'm asking you, when he had those 3 offensive linemen and he had Dak Prescott was there, Zeke was gone for 6 games. I want you to tell me, why didn't Dak deliver the Cowboys? You said he's that guy. He's better than Carson Wentz. He's better than this quarterback. Even Alex Smith. Check down. Alex is on the list. 14 quarterbacks, Skip. 14. There's only 32 starters. I've been trying to tell you he's middle of the pack right now. He gets an opportunity to move up.
Oh, you're afraid now.
No,
You're trying to cover your bets.
No.
Hedge.
No.
Hedge, asterisk. He could get better this year.
He could.
Because you know he's going to get a lot better.
But let me ask you a question. Where is he right now? Hey, Jenny, by this afternoon, I could be in San Francisco.
Yeah.
But where am I right now? Sitting across the desk from old Skip.
You're about to get smoked again.
Skip, I say that hurt. Skip, I know it hurt because when I saw this list, I said, man, I feel bad for Skip. I don't want him to have to see this. And I did everything I could. I told Healy, I told Sean, I said, do not let Skip see this list until the morning. Because if he has to sleep on it, he's not going to sleep well.
So nice.
And oh, lo and behold, they said, well, I'm sorry. He pulled it up. He the one told us about it. So I'm sorry, Skip. I am so sorry.
Tell me when.
It's your turn.
Thank you. I told them about it because I wanted to do a whole topic about it because this is going to drive Dak Prescott to even greater heights than the last 2 years when he finished, I don't know how, but he finished 3rd in QBR. That's in the whole NFL 2 years ago as a rookie in place of the great Tony Romo. Then last year, he got an F from Shannon Sharp as he plummeted all the way in QBR for the whole year, all 16 games, to 4th in the NFL. How do you do that? I love QBR because it encompasses all aspects, all facets of playing quarterback. Legs, arm, degree of difficulty, moments in game. It's the whole thing. And he finished 4th in the NFL in QBR last year. So I'm going to remind you that 1 year ago today, the new NFL.com list was out, and it's voted on by who? Strictly the players, the Shannon Sharps. Oh, so the Shannon Sharps, the Hall of Fame bound players, you know, all the people who really know the game of football are the players. That's what I've always been told. I don't believe that, but whatever.
I'm in the media now, so.
Okay, you're in the media now. But the top 100 list on NFL.com just 1 year ago today had Dak Prescott 14th in the NFL. That's pretty great for 1 year, rookie quarterback. He ranked 14th in the top 100 just 1 year ago, and now you're telling me he's out of the top 100 off just last year?
Hold on. So let me get it straight. So in 2017, he was 21st in yards passed per game. He was 20th in yards per attempt. He's tied for 18th in touchdown interception ratio and 13th in completion percentage.
Yeah. Nobody could remember one word you just
said. Yeah, they did. So how Skip?
I think it's my turn, Jenny, because the ball just got handed to me, and I just got rudely interrupted.
You just asked me a question.
Hijacked. Because you knew I had you on the run. So what happened last year, Shannon Sharp? Dak Prescott didn't just have 99 problems. He had 199 problems that he faced, and it went all year long. Everything that could have gone wrong to my Cowboys last year went wrong, and Dak Prescott still managed to go 9-7. That's pretty great given what happened, because I'm going to remind you, he had Ezekiel Elliott for the two crucial turning point games of the year. Game number 4 and game number 5 were both at Jerry World. The first one was against the L.A. Rams. They have a good defense.
Yeah,
they have a really good defense, right? And Dak Prescott lit them up, especially in the first half. He was rolling, and they're up 24-16 at halftime. And then what happens in the second half?
I don't know. Tell me what happened.
They get outscored 19-6 because there's no Sean Lee. He's out for 6 crucial games. This is turning point. And Rams controlled the ball, they controlled the clock, and they controlled the scoreboard, and Dak lost. Even though he had a QBR of 78 that game, it's hard, man. Remember, it's 0 to 100, and when you have a 78, that means you played really well at quarterback. Next week, Aaron Rodgers visits. And what does my guy Dak Prescott do? Once again, he throws 3 more touchdown passes. And he had 1 interception because he hit T-Will, who was T-Won't. He hit him right in the hands, and it went right through his hands.
Threw it too hard.
Yeah, threw it too hard. I think he hit him right in the hands, an extremely catchable ball, and it is pick sixed in the second half of that game, which Dallas led 21-12 at halftime because Dak Prescott was on his way to a 97 QBR. Okay. He outplayed Aaron Rodgers again. This is game number 5. And they lead 21-12 at halftime, and there's no Sean Lee in the second half, and Aaron Rodgers has his way. And they win the second half 23-10, and all of a sudden my Cowboys lose back-to-back home games. If they win those 2, because the quarterback played well enough to win both of them, they would have been 4-1, and you would have been eating some crow over there. But they lost both of them because they didn't have the driving force, the quarterback, the heart and soul of their defense, Sean Lee.
But you still can't explain to me.
Okay, here's what I'll keep explaining what happened. Then the next turning point game comes the first game without Ezekiel Elliott, and who is not at left tackle in Atlanta? Tyron Smith. He's the best left tackle in football. And what does Adrian Claiborne do in that game? He makes a bunch of money from the New England Patriots because he's just all over. Dak Prescott has to wear him like a second jersey the whole game. He gets sacked 6 times from his blind side. He's got no shot in that game because there's no left tackle. Chaz Green, they don't have a backup left tackle. So then right on cue down the stretch, what happens to Dez Bryant? Well, the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp tells me Dez Bryant has turned into a broken down shell of himself. He can't run routes, he can't separate, and worst of all, he can't catch. He is leading the NFL in drops, and he has become the all-time ultimate liability for a young quarterback whose progressions, whose reads keep taking him to 88. He's single covered, throw it to 88. 88 is a disaster, and he turns the quarterback into mostly a disaster down the stretch in those games because he just can't play anymore. We're going to talk about Dez in just a second. And obviously, there's no Ezekiel Elliott. So when you add all that up, what can you do? How can you save the season? And you plummet all the way to 4th in QBR? That's spectacularly great. That's way better than bouncing out of the top 100, but I'll give you that because the chip on Dak's shoulder just grew like boulder size.
But you still haven't explained to me. Against the Rams, they were up 24. I think they were up, what?
Ball control. They didn't have the ball.
But what about the 6 points in the second half? Well, so they did score 6 points, so that means they did have the ball. Now,
Not much.
But It doesn't matter.
19-6.
What do you do with the ball when you have it, Skip?
Why wasn't the QBR like 30? It was 78. It's because he kept firing. He kept doing good things.
At my restaurant,
And that's
Skip,
with Zeke. Those games, I got Zeke both games.
Jenny, I'm trying to find.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a storefront for my restaurant. I don't really serve. You know, I'm thinking about adding Diet Mountain Dew because I'm about to win about 40 cases of it. Start having
You're
that
down 11. You better start doing something.
But wins and losses.
Yeah.
See, you high on QBR. I'm higher on wins and losses.
Okay. So last year, Cole Beasley goes from 75 catches when Dak was a rookie to 36 catches. He becomes no factor. And Jason Witten last year started looking like the statue that one day might be outside of Jerry World in honor of Jason Witten.
Oh,
But it looked like he already turned into the statue.
Now you taking shots at Jason
No,
Witten.
I'm just saying that I'm repeating what you told me. Right?
I didn't say it was a statue. I
And
said
what did
just couldn't
Stephen
run back.
Jones say? Not only was Dez in Dak's ear, so was Jason Witten. Could he separate? Could he get open?
Well, you should blame Scott Linehan for the Atlanta situation.
Okay.
Because you either have a back to chip or you put the tight end over there.
Thank you.
That's
They
not
didn't.
all.
All right.
But Dak, Skip,
Good.
his numbers, all of his numbers went down.
Yeah.
How do you think?
I love this. Drop him out of the top 200. Make him
They-
300.
no.
Make him like LeBron-esque. LeBron was 308th in defense.
Oh, but how you get LeBron?
I don't know.
I
Make
was
him-
going.
Let's call Dak 308th best player in the league.
No, we don't
I'll
need to
take
do that.
He'll be equal to LeBron on defense.
I just like this top 100. I just like.
How
the top
about that?
100.
You
I
like
just
it?
like the top 100. I think they got it
Look
right.
at that. Dak's
No-
not in the top 100, but LeBron's not in
No-
the top 300 in defense.
No Jared Goff, no Mariota. I mean, guys that really should be on this list. They're not on there. They're not complaining.
Well, you brought up Dez earlier today. He definitely isn't on this list.
No.
And we're wondering if he will get a job before the season starts. We'll